Oh, welcome to this. Welcome to the channel. Hello, welcome. Hello, welcome to the channel. Oh, fuck off. Right, a little bit irked, but never mind. So, what it is, Stirling Council have introduced a booking system. So, this means if you want to visit there, you have to book, and it means you also have to come from here, live here. I'm against it. I don't agree with it. It's more restrictions. So what's happening is we're a wealthy country and we've got more of our services getting taken away from us gradually. And that's the thing about all this sort of thing, is it's all gradual. So that's why I don't agree with pretty much anything the council comes up with, because it's a gradual. So they don't normally take everything away, but they will do gradually. So in this example, you've got to book, and you can go as many times as you like, but you must book. So I'll guarantee you, in a year's time, they'll change it. I'll introduce, and because they're doing it incrementally, you don't get that angry, and you don't get your pitchforks up and go and fight them. So anyway, what I said was, I got quite a bit of abuse for this, but what I said, and I believe this to be true, it's all about control. In 6 months, the Green Communist inspired Environment Climate Change Officer will introduce more restrictions. So this guy, David Baillie. I'm actually quite annoyed at this guy because, well, I'll tell you why. But anyway, what he says is, you mean the Conservative Labour Council run council? Ha ha ha. So, what I said was, the SNP and Falkirk, yes, they're all part of it, can be traced from the Scottish Government diktat. The Scottish Greens being behind a lot of it, but yes, you're right, they're all at it. That's why we need an overhaul of our democratic system, and soon. So yeah, I'm not disputing the fact it's a Conservative Labour run council, but they're all being paid by the Scottish Government to employ these high earning. It's a bit like diversity officers, but climate change officers, or fancy climate jobs. You know, they're making 100,000 a year, or 80,000 a year, or 100,000, 130,000 a year, and that's what they do. It's to save but it's not going to save the climate. It's just bullshit. So then his three pals start laughing along with him. We are not talking about communists of Falkirk, he says. This is a Stirling page. On the plus side, you can easily recycle your tinfoil hat. So, you are the one who mentioned other areas. SNP in Falkirk district is neighbouring area. Well, one of the arguments they're using is that people from different areas are coming. Well, that does make sense, because Falkirk, you have to book. So, people from Falkirk. So, anyway, let's go on with this. You are not unable to answer my questions. They are easy questions to answer, but you can't. Reminder, if they have an ID check system already, why introduce an online booking system? You said it's to keep people out from other areas, and it's full. That's what he said. Maybe you haven't a clue. You look so clever waving your Ukraine flag. So he says, I've got a tin foil hat, but he's got Ukraine flags all over his Facebook page. What a hero you are with your tinfoil hat. Why don't you go to Ukraine and fight? The fact you have Ukraine flags show everyone you are an easily led fool. There's another. He did tell me the reason they've introduced this booking system is to stop people from other areas coming in. And because the landfill is full. And that doesn't make any sense, because they have been checking IDs for the last 3 or 4 years down there. They've been doing that since I moved here. I moved here in 2020. They check your ID. You have to produce a driver's licence. They don't always do it, but if they really want to tighten things up, then they have to do it every time, don't they? I mean, that's, I'm not really sure the reasoning behind this, other than it's a power grab. So I said, the only reason they are doing this is to reduce the amount of rubbish brought to the tip, environmental disaster, all for short-term greed and political machinations. All this turmoil started with globalist interventions, corrupting our government officials with lucrative incentives, bribes. They think it's funny. They are doing this to prevent commercial and private waste disposal from out with the area. Also, the landfill is full, says David Baillie. So now the waste has to be separated out and incinerated. That doesn't really answer why there's a booking system. That doesn't answer that. Why? Right, so if it's full, it's still full. Why? Is it full? We stop producing rubbish? Are you going to get shut all the factories? Stop importing stuff from China? No, you're not, are you? They asked for this is me. They asked for ID. They have been doing that for 3 years already. Surely that has already prevented people from different areas using the facility. What you are saying cannot be true. Therefore, if they don't ask always for ID, they should do what you say that they are trying to do. That is, ask for ID. Can you explain that, please? Also, if landfill is full, that is irrelevant and/or proving my point. They can't handle the rubbish. From Stirling, what goes in must come out. If it doesn't go there, where does it go? So what I'm saying is, if that's the case and they don't want rubbish going there, where does it go? So it's going to be fly tipped. Andrew Richardson asked David Baillie, please quote the sources of your checkable facts. So he's not, this David Baillie, I've never actually been so annoyed, and I have been annoyed about people before, but this guy, he comes in and he's cheeky as fuck. He says, has a laugh, takes the piss, doesn't back up any of his claims, and then fucks off. And then I actually started thinking about it afterwards. I think he maybe is a Green Communist. Which begs the question, I would be quite happy if he was a Green Communist, in that there seems to be a problem with these Green Communists like him, because he laughs and they say that I'm a conspiracy theorist and everything, but why can't they turn around and say, I am a Green Communist, and then I could respect you for that. But you're not doing that, are you? Because you're either embarrassed about it, you don't want your neighbours to know, the people you work with, or you don't even know yourself you're a Green Communist. So, I mean, it's a bit, me saying that, arguably, is a bit, it's a bit rough, I suppose. It's a bit, it's strong. But no, I think we should call them out. But I don't even know where this guy stands. But he seems to be one of these ones that mocks you, and then when he can't answer his arguments, he just disappears. So that's why he's going on YouTube. I don't really know. I have been looking. So there he is there. What an ugly bastard. So he's got the Ukraine, quite big on Ukraine and the EU. I mean, it's like, I don't agree with that, because I think that after COVID, they decided that Putin invaded Ukraine, and it's been a bit of a mess. And we said, we'll look after everybody and all that sort of thing. And we'll take people in. And it was all done. People like him were sort of conned in a humanitarian angle. And I'm not actually claiming to be an expert on this. I don't know everything about, the war between Russia and Ukraine. And also the West's involvement. I do know that Putin is Putin, right? But he's obviously an evil tyrant, right? But I don't think he's actually that. At least you sort of know where you stand with him. Whereas we've got evil tyrants and they're sort of smiling like Tony Blair, smiley faces. So, this guy, he really is a disgrace. I think he's obviously some kind of lefty or SNP type guy. At the end of the day, everybody's got a right. You've got a right to be that, or a Green, Scottish Green. You've got a right, but you can't get involved with these discussions on Facebook, and sort of, you thought you could ridicule me saying that I need a tinfoil, I've got a tinfoil hat, when I'm stating how I see things. And I don't think I've got a tinfoil hat. I think I'm being completely realistic about it. Because these things are happening, David. David, are you listening? Because you're going on YouTube. Because you're no, like, stop getting abusive, right? So, the sort of shit, he's a pea brain. I don't know what the hell that is. He's anti-Tory, but see, the anti-Tory things, I don't agree with that. I think that's where he was going with that. He thought I was a Tory or some kind of conservative supporter, and that's why he was pointing out that it was a Labour Conservative council. So I think they're all corrupt. The whole system's corrupt, you know, and they're run by a corrupt government. The Scottish government's corrupt. So the British government's not really much better, and the Irish government's not much better, you know. So I don't want to get into any arguments about. I really do dislike the SNP and the Scottish Greens. Yeah, I do. Right, probably more than any of the rest of them. But I'm not really happy with the Labour Party. I'm not happy with the Conservative Party. I think they're all, as I said, corrupt. So you're not really going to get in an argument with me like that into one of these. Yeah. Oh, Frankie Boyle's a twat anyway, isn't he? Right, so there he is. Yeah, I would lean away from him as well, you know, if I was his daughter. Neil Oliver really. This is David Baillie, and he's a real. Neil Oliver realised the utter melt, embarrassing that he's based himself in Stirling. What's that got to do with you where he's based? He lives in Stirling. So it's embarrassing for us that you come from Stirling, if that's where you live. It's embarrassing for everybody, because you're such a moron. That's embarrassing. That you live in Stirling, he lives in Stirling. I mean, that's like, I don't think I would, I've only just said that because he said it, but probably wouldn't have said that otherwise. That I find it embarrassing because David Baillie lives in Stirling. You know, he's one of these man bun guys, isn't he? A man bun. He's probably got to ask his missus if he can go out. That's probably why he can't answer. This animals and everything. He's what do you call it? A beta male. Yeah. That looks like down by Kildene, probably. Yeah, that'll be Cornton, on the other side of the water. Oh aye, that's the sort of shite. By Colossal Dublin. I'm not into betting. David McClelland. Who the fuck's David McClelland? Ribbon Works. I've got a cousin called David McClelland, but I don't think that's the same one. I don't know what Ribbon Works is. Glasgow. I think David McClelland could be one of these names that is one of these sort of common names around about Glasgow, that around about here, central Scotland. So, I mean, you go on Facebook and that, yeah. I did something really stupid today. I was selling a mirror and I came out of the shower and I took photographs of it. It was in my towel. And I realised after I put them on, so I deleted the pictures of the towel. Me, right? My sort of naked body with a towel. And I just looked completely mad, right? And what happens with Facebook, you put it in all sorts of different... I've never actually been seriously annoyed with somebody as much as him for what he did today. That guy. You know, he comes swooping in there. I'm not going to say. You know? Stand up and be counted. You know, if you've got a point of view, stand up and give it. You know, you're entitled to it. But swooping in like that, being a smart arse, running away, you know, and then not backing up what you're saying, or not explaining what you're saying, being caught out because the arguments that you had, I beat you in both points, because both your points didn't make sense, and then you sort of ran away. Like a little girl. You know? I mean, why couldn't you stand up and be counted? Another guy was wanting for you to explain yourself as well. But you didn't, did you? So, he's just disappeared. I don't know if he's further down speaking to anybody else. I don't know. What that guy there, Andrew, was saying is that you really should... So what, you know, David Baillie, I'm pretty sure they'll put your letters up on the wall. I mean, what good's that doing, David, saying that? You know, is it, what good's that? Obviously it's the emails anyway. I mean, you email your councillors. If you want to complain about someone, you find your local councillors, and I suppose, I don't know if everybody's got 3, I've got 3. So I complained about 20 miles per hour zones. But this Andrew's got a good point. What he's saying is, every time Stirling Council comes out with another ludicrous scheme, another tax, or reduces public services, Facebook is swamped with angry comments. But in the main, these angry people don't contact the councils and complain directly to them. That's correct. We voted in these councils who approved this nonsense. We are their employers, we select them and pay their wages via our taxes, but we never challenge them nor hold them to account when they cut services, tax us further and add more misery to those who can least afford it. If we all wrote to our councillors rather than writing on Facebook, if we all attended community council meetings and challenged our councillors in person, if we demanded change and voted them out, we would eventually get councillors who would work for the residents rather than work for the citizens. Well, I don't actually agree with him, but he's got a good point. You know, he's right. I still think you get useless councillors because they just ignore what you say. So what he said was, it does make a difference. I sat in a community council and rarely hold councillors to account. By doing so, we had roads repaired, the bin collection day changed, repairs to council properties, etc. Yes, there were small wins, but wins that benefited the community. The main issue was that other communities were not doing the same. So the majority of councillors at Stirling Council did what they like. Ultimately, if we the voters do not like any candidate for councillor, MSP or MP, we simply don't vote. They will get... Well, I don't vote. You know, okay, I need to do that more then, thanks. So this guy, Jim O'Brien, he agrees with me. The Scottish Greens say no more. Absurd party. So I'm asking him to explain why he's got a Ukraine flag on his profile as David Baillie, when he's telling me I've got a tinfoil hat. Why have you got a Ukraine flag? What is that? Is that not a tinfoil hat? When you live in Scotland, Ukraine's next to Russia. Why are you bothered about Ukraine? Why have you put that all over your profile so you've got a tinfoil hat on your head, haven't you? So I says to him, you either are a Green Communist or you're not fully aware of what's happening. And Sam says, given what's happened every time I can think of that, I've attempted that. It shouldn't be any surprise that I'm unlikely ever to try it again. Mostly you're just told this is what you voted for. Majority of people are not happy with this. The only seems to be that Brian, what's his name again? David Baillie. See, this is this guy's right. They want to track and know what you're taking to landfill and disposing. He's right. That's where it's going. Makes no sense at all. It doesn't help us. No. No, a field of folk without computers. Lynn says every member of the public seems to be against this measure being brought in. So why go ahead with this, Stirling Council? You're supposed to represent us. This guy, Sandra says more fly tipping. She's right. So there's Gordon Reekie. I was there twice today. So what are you doing there? Why are you dumping stuff twice in a day? Both times booked today. System was totally. It's because you're not. It's because you're dim. You don't see the bigger picture. That's why. We'll give him an angry face. What the hell? The fucking chat things. What if you don't have and can't use the website? It's about control, Gordon Reekie, idiot. Oh, better not start going into too much stuff. Fucking dumpling. Good. Have you taken the pins out? Oh, it's 100 sent them down to the tip twice, innit? Hey, you get rid of that rubbish that's lying out here. I don't want it anymore. I need to go to B&Q when you get back. Go and buy more shit. You've been there twice. Well done, you. As a golfer. The golfer. Say no more. Right, that'll do. Thanks for watching. Bye.